Imagine predicting computer music, graphics, and complex algorithms in the 1840s, before electricity powered cities. One mathematician did and wrote what many historians consider the first published computer program. Meet Ada Lovelace. Born in 1815, Augusta Ada Byron was the only legitimate child of the poet Lord Byron and Annabella Milbanke, a gifted mathematician. Ada never met her father. Her mother steered her toward logic and mathematics, hoping to balance any poetic excess with clear-headed analysis. As a curious teenager, Ada tried to design a flying machine. She studied bird wings, measured angles, and sketched gear-driven contraptions. She called this blend of imagination and calculation poetical science, and she meant it seriously. At 13, Ada fell ill with measles and was bedridden for months. Rather than slowing down, she doubled down, studying geometry and mechanics from her bed, later working through advanced mathematics with Cambridge mathematician Augustus de Morgan via correspondence. In her late teens, Ada met the celebrated science writer Mary Somerville, who introduced her to Charles Babbage. In Babbage's London workshop, Ada saw a section of his difference engine, a precision assembly of brass gears that could calculate tables automatically. She was captivated. Babbage soon imagined something far more ambitious, the Analytical Engine. It had a store to hold numbers and a mill to process them, familiar ideas today as memory and CPU. It would read instructions from punched cards, a concept borrowed from the jacquard loom, which wove intricate patterns by following holes in cards. In 1842, an Italian engineer, Luigi Menabrea, published a paper, written in French, explaining Babbage's analytical engine. Ada, fluent and mathematically trained, translated it into English, but she didn't stop there. Ada appended a series of notes labeled A through G that ended up several times longer than the original paper. In these notes, she laid out how the engine could be instructed step by step. She even corrected details from the original. Note G included a method for the engine to compute Bernoulli numbers, an abstract sequence that appears in number theory and calculus. Step by step, Ada described how values would flow through the engine's operations and memory. It's widely regarded as the first published algorithm intended for a machine. Ada didn't see the engine as just a faster calculator. She wrote that it weaves algebraic patterns much like a loom weaves flowers and leaves. If the cards encoded rules for music, she reasoned, the engine could compose harmonies. This was a century before electronic computers and decades before modern information theory. Ada published her translation under initials AAL at a time when women's scientific work often faced barriers. Babbage, impressed by her insight, nicknamed her the Enchantress of Numbers. She also undertook advanced calculus studies, asked probing questions of leading thinkers, and kept detailed working notebooks. A lesser-known chapter. Ada once tried to create a mathematical model to beat the odds at horse racing. It didn't work, and she lost money. An instructive reminder that applying mathematics to complex, uncertain systems can be treacherous, even for brilliant minds. The Analytical Engine was never completed in Ada's lifetime, largely due to funding and engineering challenges. That means her program was never executed on the intended machine. Yet modern reconstructions suggest that her method for Bernoulli numbers was sound in concept and executable on a properly built engine. Ada married William King, later Earl of Lovelace, and had 3 children. She continued to study, correspond, and think ambitiously about a science of operations, how rules manipulate symbols, not just quantities. She died in 1852, at 36, the same age her father died, and was buried beside him in Nottinghamshire. So here's the twist. Ada Lovelace's most important achievement wasn't just a single program. It was her vision that computing could go beyond arithmetic to any system of symbols. That idea underpins modern computing, from graphics to music to machine learning. Today, historians describe her as a pioneer, often credited with the first published computer algorithm, and a thinker who articulated the broader promise of programmable machines. Whether composing music or simulating science, she saw possibilities most others missed. Ada's story shows how imagination and rigor can reinforce each other. Her poetical science connected brass gears to abstract ideas, foreshadowing the digital worlds we now inhabit. If you enjoyed this mini journey, there's more to explore: Babbage's engines, Jacquard looms, and the mathematicians who bridge them. Thanks for watching. If you want more fast-paced deep dives into the hidden early chapters of computing, tap subscribe and suggest the next pioneer we should cover: Mary Somerville, George Boole, or the team that built the first programmable electronic computers. Your pick.